Fala pessoal, sejam bem-vindos ao Toca do Eremita. Eu sou o Fábio e hoje a gente vai continuar nossas confusões aí pelo mundo sombrio de Vampyr. E falando sério pessoal, se vocês não assistiram o vídeo anterior, vocês não sabem o que vocês estão perdendo. Olha, na minha humilde opinião, este provavelmente foi um dos melhores vídeos da série. Então, se você não viu, aproveita para clicar nesse card aqui e acompanhar a nossa série desde o começo, beleza? E já que você está por aqui, aproveita para se inscrever no canal, caso você não seja inscrito. Assiste esse vídeo até o fim, clica no gostei e envia um comentário para dizer pra gente o que você tá achando da nossa série. Lembrando, pessoal, que a gente tá fazendo umas lives lá na Twiche, ou pelo menos tentando, e a sua presença seria de grande ajuda pra gente. Então, por favor, deixa aqui meu convite para vocês darem um pulinho lá, bater um papo com a gente no chat, que isso vai ajudar bastante a gente, beleza? Cara, eu não acho... Nossa.
Seguinte, ó, eu vou deixar a tartaruga ninja que acabou de sair do esgoto se delatar aí, que eu vi nas câmeras, tá? Se pronuncia aí, tartaruga ninja. Se é o Donatello, o Michelangelo, o Rafael.
Olha, eu gosto da tem que fazer e não faz.
É ele mesmo, ele acabou de sair do grupo na frente da câmera.
É ele mesmo.
Ué, eu sabia lá que tinha câmera, porra! Aproveita também para seguir a gente nas nossas redes sociais e bora pro vídeo. Nossa, cortou aqui. Fala pessoal, estamos de novo aqui no Vampyr. Acabamos de sair do teatro Granguinol, ou pelo menos eu acho que esse é o nome do teatro, ou pelo menos era o nome da missão que a gente concluiu. Então se você está caindo de paraquedas aqui na nossa série, a gente acabou de matar, né, uma Skall aí muito poderosa, que era a fonte local aqui da infecção da pandemia vampira aqui no bairro que a gente tá, né? E foi muito difícil, né? Muito cansativo, pra quem não sabe, acho que foi mais ou menos umas 4 horas de gravação que o nosso amigo aí, o Rodrigo, transformou habilmente em 30 minutos de um vídeo muito bem editado e muito interessante. Então, quem não assistiu, vai lá assistir, que vale muito a pena, beleza? Aqui, pessoal, só pra saber, vamos aqui na parte de missão, né? A gente tá aqui, ó. Ah, não terminou isso aqui, ó. A gente concluiu aqui a missão Granguinol, né? Como vocês podem ver. Puxamos o teatro, matamos ela, né? Provavelmente a tal da Doris Fletcher, que era a atriz problemática. A gente conseguiu umas coisas interessantes aqui, ó. Que é uma espada, um sabre excelente, ó. Só pra ter uma ideia, essa faca que a gente tem aqui tem 240 de danos. Esse aqui tem 140. Mas eu acho que dá pra fazer upar esse cara muito aqui e conseguir melhorar pra caramba, ó. Um longo sabre muito usado por oficiais da marinha. Depois a gente tenta dar uma olhada, ó. Nível 4. Esse cara aqui, ó, tá nível 5, esse nível 4. Não sei, depois a gente dá uma olhada, ó. Mas ele tem... eu acredito que dá pra melhorar ele e transformar ele numa coisa muito melhor. A gente teve que praticamente fazer investir bastante aí em arma, em habilidades para conseguir matar a Doris Fletcher. E agora a gente precisa voltar lá na mansão de Ascalon, na Casa de Ascalon, para falar com o Lord Redgrave lá sobre o resultado da missão que ele tinha dado, beleza? Bom, pessoal, chegamos aqui na Casa de Ascalon para falar com o Lord Redgrave sobre a Doris Fletcher. Né? Antes de vir pra cá, eu aproveitei para fazer umas missãozinhas secundárias, tratar todos os cidadãos, né? E garantir que os distritos continuem com saúde e tudo mais. Aproveitei também para falar com o Dr. Edgar Swan. Não tinha nada demais, a única coisa que ele me falou é que a Beatriz deu uma desaparecida aí. E ela foi atrás de algumas pistas sobre o criador do Dr. Jonathan Reed nas docas, mas não deu nenhum tipo de missão pra gente a respeito. Então acredito que agora ou mais pra frente a gente possa ter que ir atrás dela. Por enquanto vamos falar com o Redgrave aqui, vamos ver o que ele fala pra gente, se ele dá uma outra missão pra gente ou não, tá? Os vampiros aqui, os Ekons da casa, estão tudo uma cara esquisita, estão meio assim com uma cara de perturbado. Vamos ver o que tá acontecendo.
For as long as I've been a member, I've never seen so few.
A doutora aqui, a Elizabeth aqui, ó. Dr. Edgar Swan tá mais perdido que segue um tiroteio, hein? Olha com esse outro cara aqui.
Lord Redgrave can play with the brave all he wants, but I won't put a foot outside until the Pre-Wen end their hunt.
Cagão sem exceção.
Vou falar com a Elizabeth.
Elizabeth, what are you doing here?
I've been formally asked to witness your triumph, my dear. After all, isn't it the natural role of a woman to support her man in victory?
But it's you who insisted I join the Ascalon.
Please forgive my giddiness. I'm just overcome by the thrill of finally being allowed within these hallowed halls.
You certainly have an inquisitive mind. It's quite something. Elizabeth Ashbury, only you can make me smile in these difficult times.
And the same to you, Jonathan Reed. Now go have your little chat with the chairman. I can see he's practically bursting to hear your report.
Nossa, jogou uma cantadinha barata em cima dela ainda. De qualquer forma, parece que eles aceitaram ela. Nossa, é meio estranho, né? Nossa, o cara parece que os vampiros estão tudo meio com cara de morto, ó.
I think we're safe for now. I pursued and killed the last hunter with my own hands as he tried to escape the club.
Nossa, é muito forte.
Vamos ver o que
back to the
acontece.
Ascalon Club, Lance-Bearer. Please tell us the good news. Have you put an end to the epidemic?
My hypothesis was correct. Doris Fletcher was the source of the contagion in this part of town. She was probably the first to be infected.
And you cleansed her before the hunters, I've been told. Well done, Dr. Reed. You thrust your lance and pierced the very heart of the corruption.
I'm just a doctor.
The important thing is, we won a major battle for the survival of London. For that, we salute you.
Thank you, my lord.
Now, I have another task for you.
Tá, vamos lá.
One of the utmost importance. Perhaps even more so than the previous.
I'm listening.
It's time for you to perform a most sacred duty for the club. I want you to recruit a new vampire.
Recruit a new vampire? Are you sending me on some sort of diplomatic mission?
Not exactly. I want you to make Aloysius Dawson the Ekon he deserves to be.
I'm not sure I'm the best candidate for such a task.
I can hear the hesitation in your voice, Dr. Reed. I admire a man of principles. But in this matter, there is more at stake than your moral comfort.
It's not a moral question, Lord Redgrave. It's the responsibility of giving immortality to a man I barely know.
Nonsense. Aloysius has been a member of the Ascalon for years. This is but the fruition of a long-held plan.
How would you like me to proceed?
Aloysius is waiting for you at the Dawson estate. Once the deed is done, I'll join you there to celebrate this momentous occasion.
Why Aloysius Dawson?
Because he is about to die. And he just may be the most influential man in England. After me, of course.
Goodbye, Lord Redgrave.
Não, cara. É. Então tá bom, né? Vamos lá. Olha o outro lá dançando.
Are you all right, Jonathan?
Lord Redgrave has just ordered me to turn Aloysius Dawson. To make him my progeny.
I see. And how do you feel about this?
I'd like your advice on the matter.
The real question here is, why has his lordship given you this task?
Do you think it's some sort of trap?
Do you really want to know what I think about this?
I do, yes.
To make an immortal of a soulless blackguard like Aloysius Dawson will only lead to a disaster for London. The man is already dead inside.
Should I refuse? Perhaps politely suggest that Lord Redgrave turn the man into a vampire himself.
Don't you dare, my dear. According to what I've recently discovered, His lordship could kill you for even broaching the subject.
Really? Why?
I've recently found proof that the Earl of Bristol is of lesser lineage, and only capable of creating skulls.
Please tell me more about your recent investigation.
As long as you lower your voice.
What would you have me do about Dawson?
The man is dangerous. Did you know he plans to build a wall to separate the healthy rich from the sickly poor? Do not make him your progeny.
What would you do?
The man's dying already. Let the Reaper harvest the rotten fruit that is his soul.
What would happen if I made Dawson an Ekon like myself?
You would add a powerful immortal into a suffering world. An immortal who already craves authority.
How can you be sure the information was correct?
I made the acquaintance of a most interesting informer while investigating your maker, from whom I learned the truth about Lord Redgrave.
Which is?
He did serve William Marshall, and yes, the blood he covets as a token does truly belong to that legendary knight. But he was never his progeny. His lineage is not so noble.
Goodbye for now, Elizabeth.
Goodbye, my dear. Please, be careful.
Agora tô ferrado, né? Não sei o que faço.
It looks like vampires have to obey Mendel's laws when producing progeny. Powers pass from one generation to another. That's why Dawson wants me to sire him.
Ah, agora eu entendi!
Get in, weapon! Snap it, Lynch!
Ai, ai, ai.
Murdering bastard! That's gonna hurt!
Mine! I'll take it. It's too strong. It's too fucking far. Die, vermin!
Nossa senhora, foi com violência agora, hein? Jogou o cara longe.
Oi, 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 oi!
Olha aqui que eu tenho que ir. Ai, ai, vamos lá. Atravessar aqui, vamos ver o que vai dar. Deve ter alguma coisa muito louca aqui atrás. Ah, pronto, vou ter que ir pra igreja. Então vamos aqui, vamos ver o que tem aqui dentro. Oh. Esse maluco.
Jonathan Reed. At last we meet. The cards warned me you would visit tonight.
I beg your pardon, sir. Do I know you?
Of course you do. Our mutual friend, Dr. Swansea, can't speak highly enough of you. My name is Usher. Usher Talltree.
You are the leader of the Brotherhood, are you not?
Primate of the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole, to be precise. I'm really glad we met tonight. I love it when the cards tell me a truth.
The cards told you to expect me.
Yes, they can tell me everything. They told me that you have not taken another life since your poor sister died.
Divino sabe, Divino diz. Ontem teve festa no universo e Saturno brigou com Plutão, que ficou nu.
About yourself. What do you do here, besides turning cards in the middle of the night?
I'm for most a charlatan. For a few, I'm a vampire. And for you, I'm the primate of St. Paul's Stole.
Some believe you to be a vampire. Who?
The guard of Priwen, who else? For a time, they sent spies to observe my activities, and they even broke into my home to gather proof.
Did they steal anything from you?
A personal notebook they quickly took to their headquarters. All they had to do is to look at me. I'm aging. What better and definite proof that I'm not an immortal?
Do you want your notebook back?
If you ever find it, I'd be glad to have it back, of course. I do ask one thing, though. Do not read it, Jonathan. Some secrets are not meant to be revealed, even to immortals.
Uh-huh.
I know there is no love lost between the Guard of Priwen and the Brotherhood. What caused this rift?
It was 1801. The Brotherhood was stronger then, a strength that made them hungry for ever greater power. An argument divided them, and the wound never healed.
What was the nature of the disagreement?
The problem was that both sides considered themselves the legitimate heirs of the original Brotherhood. We divide up the books, the relics, not always fairly or with consideration.
Is there anything you could tell me about Aloysius Dawson?
Aloysius Dawson. Yes, of course. We met on several occasions. With time, he got deeper and deeper into the occult.
He's not the only one. It's been quite the fashion for several decades. The Golden Dawn, for instance, is just one example.
True. Aloysius was a member of the Golden Dawn until 1900. Then his thirst for dark knowledge grew. I'm talking forbidden texts. Readings which blackened his heart.
Goodbye, sir. Until we meet again.
I rarely wander. Yet it amuses me to converse with your kind. The Fool and the Empress. Again. What are the cards trying to tell us?
Essa gente inventa cada coisa.
30. Ai, só... Porcaria. Você usa. Vem, cara, pega o cara. Ai, ai.
Remember your vows, friends. Iron shall prevail. We have a killer.
Nossa, o cara vai me matar. É possível. O que será que vai ser? Será que eu vou ter que ir um boss? Será que eu vou ter que matar o cara? Será que o cara já virou um Skall e eu vou ter que matar o cara?
Dawson's mansion. Here I am at last.
A fonte da vida.
But the question remains. Am I ready to make a dying man my progeny?
Finally you're here, Dr. Reed. What took you so long?
I had to pass several of your barricades and outposts to access your mansion, sir.
Death, pestilence surround us, and time is against me.
I see you've gathered some of the most expensive, albeit experimental, blood transfusion equipment available. All this could be so useful in a hospital.
Yes, yes. Since Lord Redgrave sent me a doctor to perform my conversion, I thought you might find some of these devices useful.
Most thoughtful. But tonight I'm not here as a physician.
But I feel reassured that a specialist such as yourself would help me to escape the Reaper.
Very well. But before I proceed, I have a few questions for you.
If you must, but be quick, for I don't have much time left in this life.
First of all, I need to be sure that you know exactly what is going to happen to you, sir.
I can assure you I'm as informed as any man can be. I have planned for this moment, Dr. Reed. Planned very carefully.
I'm the only vampire in the room for now, so please indulge me.
All right, all right. What is it you wish to ask?
I will become your maker. Do you understand what that means?
Well, I certainly won't consider you my liege, or some such drivel. You can be assured of that.
You'll need to feed on warm blood. Blood from mortals. How do you feel about that?
I'm rich, Dr. Reed, and powerful. I'm sure I'll be able to acquire all the blood I need without ever having to sully my own hands.
Let's move on then.
Please, I'm cold and tired. I feel my life waning with every moment.
But first, before you embrace immortality, what would you do with such a gift?
That's a rather impertinent question, Dr. Reed, and I will do as I please.
Answer me all the same. What will your first action be as an immortal?
To save London. I will finance the most efficient quarantine ever seen. I will build a wall that will separate the sick boroughs from the healthy ones.
Who gave you the right to decide the fate of thousands of people?
My money. My money and my pending immortality gives me the needed authority, Doctor. I'm a businessman. I'm used to tough decisions.
Let me guess. You mean to isolate the rich from the poor?
This is a desperate measure for desperate times. England must prevail, Doctor, no matter the cost.
I've heard enough. It's time to proceed.
At last. All right, do what you have to do. If it hurts, so be it. I've been preparing such a long time for this.
Listen to me, Aloysius Dawson. You will forget your fear of dying, for it has poisoned your mind and made you bitter and ruthless since the death of your twin brother.
You don't understand. Death is oblivion, the eternal void. I know there's nothing there. I saw it in Robert's empty eyes. I saw myself in that coffin.
Death is painful for those who remain, not for those who have passed. All that occult gibberish you filled your head with has made you forget this simple truth.
No! Death will not claim me. I have the power and the money. I've acquired the arcane knowledge needed. I believe there is magic, there are dark forces. You will provide me my extension.
Your ignorance makes you a fool. You have no idea. Look at me. Hunted like a beast, my family lost, cursed. I have not escaped death, I have become it.
No, there must be a way. I don't want to go like my brother did. I have money, lots of money.
Money won't ease your mind. I know you used to be a good and generous man, so I offer you the gift of peace, Aloysius. The tranquility of a true death.
I accept your offer, and I understand.
Tão simples
no more
assim?
Fear, I will die a man of dignity.
Eu acho que eu cliquei pra aí.
And a man at peace.
Morreu? Vai virar um Skall, esse desgraça. Eu vou ter que lutar com essa porcaria. Com certeza, cara. Aumentou meu nível. Ganhei 5.000 de XP. Puta, eu vou ter que informar o cara lá. Ele vai ficar putaço comigo. Ah, eu vou ter que enfrentar esse cara, provavelmente. A porta tá trancada pra eu não fugir, cara.
Is it done, Dr. Reed? Is Aloysius Dawson reborn? as expected.
I'm afraid Mr. Dawson finally chose to embrace life and death as a mortal.
What do you mean?
He has overcome his fear of dying. I let him rest and wait for death to come.
What? This is unacceptable. Go back there and make him the powerful Ekon he's destined to be.
No, Lord Redgrave. As a doctor and as an immortal, I can't. If you wish to make him your progeny, then proceed on your own.
This is an outrage beyond words. This is betrayal, pure and simple. I should kill you on the spot. You swore on William Marshall's blood.
Well, get rid of me then.
From now on, you're an outcast. Banished. You are forbidden to ever appear in front of us again. Ascalon will smite you on sight, and your heart will be thrown to the rats.
I'll leave you then. Have fun with your puppets and shadow plays, Lord Redgrave.
Yes, go, traitor, and take that awful creature, that counterfeit of a woman I saw waiting for you, and be gone!
Cacete, cara. Cada vez mais. Isso não vai acabar bem, com certeza, né, cara? Diabo é aquilo ali. A velha Bridger. O que ela tá fazendo aqui?
We meet again at the strangest of times, young Ekon. So do you serve the Earl of Bristol now?
Old Bridget. What are you doing here?
Your friend, the wise Ekon. She sent me to warn you.
Did anyone see you? It's a long way from the dock sewers, and hunters are patrolling the streets here.
Who said I took the streets? How do you think I survived for centuries in this city without ever being seen? I know all her secrets.
How did you meet Lady Ashbury?
She came to us in the sewers in search of answers. Just as you did.
Lady Ashbury? You know her? Tell me what's going on.
The lady approached me but a few nights ago, wanting to meet the sewer skulls. Once she questioned Harriet Jones. She agreed to help us.
Harriet Jones is still with you then? How is she doing?
Harriet remains angry, but is recovering slowly. Her mind is twisted, but at least her body is healing.
Tell me what is going on.
The lady asked us to keep an eye on your mortal doctor friend while you were away. We spotted the hunters. They were discussing plans to attack tonight.
No time to lose then. I must go there right away.
I shall return to my den. Have you a message for the lady? Should I see her before you?
Yes. Tell her I love her.
Que bonitinho, olha, bonitinho, lindo.
Is this still unknown to her? Go now and take care, young Ekon, for the flames are rising.
Olha, não que seja romântico, mas ele tava cantando ela lá na mansão de Ascalon, eu segui imaginando o que é que ele queria que ele dissesse, né? Bom, senhores, como vocês puderam ver, deu muito ruim pra gente e a gente foi expulso da casa de Ascalon porque eu não quis transformar o velhinho lá em vampiro. Mas tudo bem, eu nem queria mesmo. O que eu sei agora é que o circo tá pegando fogo, tem um monte de coisa acontecendo e eu nem sei pra que lado que eu vou correr. Mas isso a gente vai descobrir só no próximo vídeo. Então, se você gostou do vídeo, aproveita para deixar o seu like, enviar um comentário e se inscrever no canal, caso você não seja inscrito. Aproveita também para seguir a gente nas nossas redes sociais e acompanhar as nossas lives lá na Twiche, beleza? Grande abraço, até a próxima!